Dave Simon and his co-hosts are completing the remaining finishing touches for tonight's episode. If you are watching the replay, you can skip to the 4-minute and 54-second mark to get to Dave's intro. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA from The Authority, the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. That's ringsidereport.net.
Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment.
Welcome to today's broadcast from the Ringside Report Network. We are a viewer and listener-supported creative team. We would really appreciate it if you became a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA, and while there, check out our exclusive merch, including great jiu-jitsu gear from the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. It's ringsidereport.net.
Subscriber is speaking at the moment.
Hey, oh, here we go. It's Wrestling Uncensored. Tonight on the show, we are previewing AEW's Forbidden Door. We're going to open the door. We're going to review SmackDown, and we will talk about Chris Jericho's return to the WWE. Yes. That's a good one. Jericho coming back, that's something I wasn't fully expecting, but hey. Johnny North, how's it going? What's happening?
Well, we're surviving through our issues still, sadly, but we're struggling along, and hopefully it will be okay in a little bit, but we'll just try to survive this week, I guess.
Yeah, it's some sort of weird Windows thing, right? Bill Gates. I blame Bill Gates for this one.
Again, we got a lot to cover, so we'll just paddle on through, I guess.
That's right. You can hear me. I can hear you. That's the most important thing. We are here. We're live on a Friday night. AEW's Forbidden Door going down this Sunday in London, England, Sunday afternoon. They got a big show going. We'll get to it. I want to talk a little bit about the WWE and everything going on there. Naomi, pregnant. We thought she might be pregnant. She is pregnant. Gives up the WWE Women's World Title on Raw this week. Drops the belt. They didn't announce any tournament, any match, anything to crown a new champion, right? So it's vacant for the time being.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, Stephanie Becker is the number one contender. She has the title shot at Clash in Paris. That was the original plan, so I would think her, possibly Rhea Ripley, I would think, would be involved. Maybe Io Sky.
Io, yeah.
And I actually think maybe they'll throw in Roxanne Perez because she defeated Io, I think, 2 weeks ago. So I could see something like that go down for the vacant championship in 1 week's time.
Yeah, that'll be WWE's Clash in Paris. And a rare couple of weeks where the WWE and AEW, I mean, rare for the, it's going to be maybe one of the last times in a long time that the WWE and AEW do shows on different weeks, because it seems like WWE is going to be counter-programming every AEW show going forward forever. They're really going hard at AEW.
I thought you were going to put over the fact that it's rare times we see them having like pay-per-views, PLEs on a Sunday, because it's usually Saturdays.
And in Europe, back-to-back weeks, right? London this week for AEW, Paris next week for WWE.
Well, not mistaken, I think Dynamite was in Scotland and SmackDown today was in Ireland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
Correct.
making the rounds already.
Yeah. Raw will be in Birmingham, England, and then SmackDown next week will be in Lyon, France, as they get ready for Clash in Paris next Sunday. But September 20th, AEW will have their next event, All Out, in Toronto. Also on September 20th, WWE announcing this week, they'll be holding an event in Indianapolis, Indiana, called WrestlePalooza. Hullabalooza.
This is a former one-time ECW pay-per-view that they had. That's neat, I guess. I mean, why not? I mean, it adds another match for John Cena's last run that they're doing, so that's great for the fans there that get to see that they weren't expecting it, so good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too much? Because like you just did 2 PLEs in August, and now you're going to do another one like halfway through September, and then isn't there also 2 in October? I think it's a little bit of overkill, but that's the WWE way. Just engulf you in so much content.
Well, as far as I know, They've only announced one show for October, which is Crown Jewel in Perth, October 11th, which doesn't go head-to-head with AEW's show after All In, which will be All Out, All In? Which one is it?
All Out September, and then I believe usually they do Wrestle Dream, don't they, in October?
Wrestle Dream is October 18th, so it's not the same night as WWE's show Crown Jewel in Australia.
Okay.
It's a week after.
Not the same time, too, obviously.
But you think WWE maybe still does a show on October 18th? I think they might.
They might. I could see just a random, they're going back to Saudi Arabia out of nowhere. I can see that happen.
Saturday night's main event, maybe?
Oh, yeah, that too. Why not?
What's the schedule for those? Their next one is coming up. Oh, they don't have it. I thought they had it announced.
But that's kind of big news too. That's all switched over now, right? At least in the U.S. Like we're still great. Everything's on Netflix or YouTube, so it's easy for us. But in the States, now Saturday night's main event is going to be on Peacock only, not NBC. So you gotta still have Peacock. You're gonna have to get ESPN or a way to get the ESPN bundle or whatever. So you really have to add on a lot of stuff to watch WWE now in the States.
Right. Because all the PLEs are on ESPN's platforms, and now all the Saturday night's main event are on Peacock. They're not on NBC anymore.
That's right. And I guess there's still archive stuff too, I guess, on Peacock as well.
So you got to subscribe to two different things to get WWE. Plus, you got to get USA Network to watch SmackDown.
And Netflix.
And Netflix to watch Raw. Wow. WWE in Canada is way easier. You just need Netflix. It's pretty great. The PLEs, Raw, SmackDown, everything's just on Netflix in Canada and pretty much every other country but America. For
now. I don't know about you. I'm actually very worried that it's if this is too good for us. That it's just have Netflix and that's it.
Well, WWE has just signed the deal with this ESPN thing, and we can't even access the ESPN streaming platform here. We don't have it. They don't have it in Canada. So we're out of the woods. We're safe there, right? USA Network, same deal. There's no USA Network in Canada. Well, there is, but it's not the same. They actually have AEW Collision. That's the wrestling they have. That's where you can watch AEW Collision in Canada is on USA Network Canada, which is they don't have SmackDown. It's like a different channel.
Right.
So we're fine there for SmackDown. And then what was the other thing? Peacock, also not in Canada. So we're good. Don't worry about it. Netflix. And they signed the Netflix deal for international. What was it, $5 billion over 10 years? And they signed that, last year? So we're good for another 9 years, John. As far as I see it, we're safe from paying for 4 different things for WWE for another 9 years? 8, 9 years? Not worried. Right?
I hope so. I really hope you're right, because, this is too good.
Well, I am right. I am right. Well, how would I be wrong? They signed the deal for international streaming rights. We're international.
Right. But I could see them do a thing where, because right now we have Saturday Night's Main Event free on YouTube, right?
I don't know. I was watching it on NBC.
Well, now you can't.
Right. John Cena's final match, by the way, announced on December 13th on Saturday night's Main Event.
Yeah.
They didn't say where that show's going to be. There's rumors it's going to be in Boston, which would make a lot of sense. But John Cena's final match will be on a Saturday night's Main Event, which is just kind of a incentive for you to get Peacock so you can see that. And that's why, this new deal for WWE is, it's all part of it. They're trying to promote Peacock because they just have the deal to put all the Saturday night's Main Event on Peacock. So John Cena's retirement match, his final match, will be on a Saturday night's main event, December 13th. We know the date. Who will he wrestle?
Oh, well, so many. He listed a bunch of names today, right, on SmackDown. So, you could pick one of those potentially, because it seems like he wants to wrestle those guys. I've said it already on the show that I really think it should be The Rock. We needed closure on that one. We never got closure with that. So that would, to me, be what Cena needs to do. Unless there's like a big opponent where it's like, oh, Cena's never done that. He's got to do that. I just don't see anyone coming out of the woodwork right now. Like, maybe they were kind of teasing Drew McIntyre, but is that really the big thing for Cena to wrestle McIntyre? I mean, a match is fine, but final match? I'm not sold on that.
I mean, they retired Kurt Angle with Baron Corbin at WrestleMania, so could be worse.
110%. I mean, honestly, the way it's going, like, why not like something like Dominic Mysterio? Like,
Yeah,
I don't think he's one of the best wrestlers, but I mean, they're pushing him like that, so why not? I mean, he's over. Makes sense. Honestly, Dominic Mysterio or Braun Breaker, because those are guys that you could see in the next like 10 to maybe 20 years from now still wrestling. So
yeah,
I think it should be them.
yeah, or maybe Roman.
It's been done, and Roman doesn't need that. Cody doesn't need that. We don't need Drew McIntyre. I mean, he's done enough. He doesn't really need it either. It'd be nice, but he doesn't need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that thinking, but like, how big is Braun Breaker versus John Cena in the final match? It's like, yeah, all right, it's cool, but like, you're talking about The Rock. You think it should be The Rock.
Well, that's the biggest match you could do, no?
Right, but I mean, you talk about guys that don't need it. The Rock doesn't need it, right? So I'm kind of thinking on that level, like, if you can't get Dwayne, you could probably get Roman or Cody or Randy or Punk or, just like a star instead of a guy who you're banking on becoming a star and you're going to give him this win hoping that it catapults him. When, Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, they're getting there, but they're not there. And we know that there are no guarantees in pro wrestling, and there are no guarantees that these guys will actually get to where we think they will be, which is, big-time main eventers. Maybe main eventing WrestleMania for Braun Breaker. I mean, Dominic main eventing WrestleMania, who knows? Maybe. One day.
He did AAA. I mean, Triple Mania, so good for him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one day. Who knows? But, it's kind of like, do you want to give it to a guy who may be a massive star, or do you want to give it to a massive star? So you send John Cena off with a big match instead of like a put somebody over match.
Well, here's the thing too. Like the way I've seen retirement matches, especially as of late, just because it's like the up and coming person doesn't mean that they're winning that match. We've seen it where the person who's retiring, they still go over anyways. Like, let's remember, like, did Sting need to win that retirement match? No, but the Bucks didn't want to lose, so that's what happened. I mean, it wouldn't better for the Bucks to win, but they were okay with that. I can see it happen.
You know what I think they should do? It's a great idea to retire somebody, John? I think they should have Cena wrestle like Seth Rollins, okay? And then Seth should just beat Cena, and then Seth and his crew, his goons, should put a bag over his head and then almost kill him and then just beat the hell out of him and then just leave him nearly dead. And that should be the last time we see John Cena wrestling. Because that's what they do to all the great wrestlers. And oh, wait, that's AEW. That's what they did to Bryan Danielson.
But he came back this week, so.
To do commentary. Doesn't count, John. Doesn't count.
I'm almost convinced he's doing commentary for the pay-per-view as well, and I wouldn't be surprised he gets involved in the pay-per-view.
Maybe.
That's a selling point, to be honest.
I hope he wrestles. I hope he wrestles again. He's the best wrestler that's ever wrestled.
Can't see him not wrestling again. It's impossible.
Yeah, it'd be sad. I think he will. But, you know, if he doesn't, and that was the last time he wrestled with the bag over his head, it's kind of like, how do you send him off like that? It's not a great way to send him off. It's almost like sending him off, getting kicked in the head by an idiot like Bill Goldberg, you know? Just embarrassing.
Well,
It's an insult to wrestling.
It's funny with Brett. I think his last, well, in that run anyways, his last run was against Terry Funk. It wasn't actually Goldberg. Like, he wrestled a couple matches afterwards. And he did come back and had a couple of matches in WWE. Like,
He was U.S. champion.
Beat The Miz, won the U.S. title, wrestled Nexus, I think, on a couple of house shows or something. So,
I mean, he beat Vince at WrestleMania. Don't forget that. That was a big one. With the whole family. That was crazy.
SummerSlam match, too? I think he was in the SummerSlam match, too, no?
Yeah, like, was it SummerSlam or Survivor Series? Wasn't he in, like, a multi-man at some point?
Yeah, there was some around that point when there was, like, you know, Team WWE against Nexus or something. They did something like that.
Yeah. It was cool. I like that Brett run where he was just there, punching people, putting them in sharpshooters.
GM.
Yeah, so it could be a number of guys for Cena's retirement match. The Rock would be good. Guys on the roster now, I don't know. Roman? But yeah, Braun Breaker's not a bad idea. I'm pretty sure Braun Breaker's going to be a massive star in WWE. He's pretty close to being that. He's basically can't miss at this point, right? Unless he does something, you know, like personal life, whatever. We don't know what kind of guy he is, but, you know.
Well, I mean, he's a Steiner. That's good and bad in a sense, too, right? If you think about their legacy. So, but that's also intriguing. And they're really, like, if you saw Raw, like, they're really grooming him quite well, giving him a lot of featured spotlight. I mean, he was in the main event of Raw. Didn't win, but I mean, there was a bunch of shenanigans like why he didn't win. So,
yeah,
like, they protect him quite well week in, week out. There's no doubt, like, he's going to be a big star. Like, why not? Like, just say, ooh, that's one of his big things that he wrestled Cena in his last match. You can always go back to that when you talk about him afterwards.
They've been pushing Braun Breaker so strong on Raw that I was a little surprised that Jey Uso beat him.
Well, no, because, I mean, and this was the problem with the Raw main event was, like, okay, it's Extreme Rules. And yet, like, it's Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, who would win? I mean, there's no point caring about this until you get the clown car of, like, interference, because, you know, that has to happen. So I wasn't really intrigued until that really happens, because that's really when the match starts. And, of course, that happens. And, like, well, then it doesn't matter, because then it wasn't even a match anymore. Like, it was basically everyone else involved. Seth, Punk, LA Knight, Bronson Reed. Like, it becomes something else in itself. So it doesn't really matter that, like, Breaker lost, because there was so much ridiculousness in the end. Or at least there wasn't a DQ finish this time, so I guess they changed it up at least this week on Raw.
Yeah, they had a clear finish. I mean, you can't really do a DQ finish in a no DQ match, though. They kind of painted themselves into a corner there. They had no choice.
I don't know about you, though. Like,
yeah.
That promo at the beginning of Raw, like, again, it's the stupid WWE comedy. Like, I like the direction where the promo was going, but it's that comedy that really, like, destroys it. Like, they milk it way too much. Like, Seth trying to push Braun Breaker into, like, going after Jay and, like, keep listening to the thing over and over again to try to push him. Like, I get mad. And it's like, you're ruining the moment, because now it's just stupid and ridiculous. Even Heyman, like, it was kind of neat at first when he's, like, listing all the ECW originals. But then it gets stupid when he talks about how Tommy Dreamer, like the late Tommy Dreamer, and oh, he's not dead, but he should be dead. And then
I
they
thought
start,
that was funny.
yeah, but then they keep going with it, like, oh, he's not dead, and like, oh, he should be, kind of thing, like, because then they start talking about it like it's they're doing a joke on the joke.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
too
mean,
much.
they can let it go a little earlier. But I liked Heyman's promo in Philadelphia. It was kind of cool.
It was good for the reaction and all that, but again, I just wasn't a fan of them just overdoing the jokes and just like, okay, like, you got it, you don't have to overdo it.
Yeah, Seth is not funny. He kind of ruins it. He's never been funny. Like, ever. I've never seen Seth do something where I'm like, that's funny. I've seen him do things where I'm like, ugh. It's like cringy. Maybe you laugh at him, but not with him.
I think cringy is a great way to describe a lot of what we saw in that Raw promo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the idea was good. The execution was kind of cringy.
Yeah. Okay. What else is happening in the WWE world? Naomi's pregnant. They're doing WrestlePalooza. I think that's when they're going to do Cena Brock, right?
Yeah. Because they had a
Cena.
SmackDown, right? Or something. There's tease.
What? There was a tease.
There's a tease.
Yeah. Nick Aldis told Cena he had a message from Brock Lesnar. And then Logan Paul punched Cena, so we never found out what the message was. But Cena's next appearance will be next Friday night on SmackDown in Lyon, France. Then he will be at Clash in Paris wrestling Logan Paul in Paris on the 31st. September 5th, he'll be at Raw. Does that make sense? SmackDown, sorry, in Chicago.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it'll be SmackDown in Chicago September 5th. September 15th, he's going to be on Raw in Lowell, Massachusetts. So kind of a home-ish vibe. Then September 20th, he is scheduled to work WrestlePalooza. So he'll be at WrestlePalooza probably working Brock, as that's going to be the big match they use to draw you away from AEW's All Out. They're going to say, don't watch that. Don't watch Edge in Toronto. Watch John Cena wrestle Brock Lesnar. And a lot of wrestling fans will say, okay, we will do that. Then Cena will work again. After September 20th, he gets several weeks off, not to return until WWE's Crown Jewel in Australia. So after the WrestlePalooza show, he's only working matches at big events. After, like, Raw in Lowell is supposed to be his last, like, regular TV, because after that, it's WrestlePalooza, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, Saturday night's main event retirement match. So after that Raw in Lowell, Massachusetts on September 15th, we'll probably see Cena in just matches on 4 shows, and those will be his 4 final dates. WrestlePalooza, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, and Saturday night's main event.
I think there's a very good chance that you may have seen Cena's last TV match.
Yeah.
Ever, yeah.
Pretty cool. Thank you for doing that in Montreal, WWE. That was nice.
Well, easily his last Canadian match, I think, ever. I don't think he's scheduled for Canada ever again. So
yeah, last appearance in Canada.
So yeah, pretty big. And yeah, I thought SmackDown had the potential to be big. The crowd was fantastic, I thought.
Yes.
Match-wise, I was beyond disappointed in the matches. Like, wow. Easily the best match, I think, in WWE this week was Becky and Natty. That was a fantastic match on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else compared. Nothing else came close.
Yeah, Natty's on a hell of a run right now. I mean, she's just incredible. She's a living legend. And the fact that she's reinventing herself again at this stage and just having a run where she's working all these different shows, like not WWE shows, all over the place, and just being the low-key legend, Natty. She's not Natalya, she's Natty. It's, she's great. I've always been a huge fan. Obviously, her family, the best family in the history of wrestling. Her grandfather, Stu Hart, the best, the legendary. Her uncles, Brett, Owen, Bulldog, tremendous. Her dad, Jim the Anvil, amazing. Her husband, TJ Wilson, incredible. Her cousins, Harry Smith, Teddy Hart, unbelievable. Not to mention the rest of her tremendous family. Bruce Hart. Everybody. Just awesome. I love the Harts. I love Natty Neidhart. And the fact that she's the last Hart going. Like, after Natty, like, there's no Harts. Like, do you remember when I don't remember a time when there weren't any Harts in professional wrestling. My whole life there was a Hart in wrestling. In the WWE and WCW, whatever it was, there was always somebody from the Hart family, Brett or Bulldog or Owen or whoever, and they were everywhere.
Yeah.
Natty's the last one. And after her, like, I don't know if the Hart family's still wrestling. Like, it's not like it was when Stu had the Hart house and the dungeon and everybody was there and all his kids and, like, it's not like it was. And the wrestling business has been pretty rough on the Hart family in the past 30, 40 years.
Yep.
So you get it. Why it's not the family business anymore, but they're one of the most important families in the history of professional wrestling, and Natty Neidhart is the last one from the dungeon still rocking on a big-time level. And she may be the last one that we see for a very long time. And that's sad to me because the Harts have always been the best. So when Natty Neidhart's wrestling Becky Lynch on Raw, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch that and I'm going to pay attention because it was a very good match. And I knew it would be because it's Natty. And it just, it felt like a big deal.
Well, it's amazing how Natty, just by storytelling, just by her selling, she was able to have an incredible match. It was kind of inspiring, but it's like, this is the way it should always be. It's just, I feel a lot of people just go through the motions with a lot of their stuff. And Natty, it's like everything kind of meant something in that match. And like, that felt like a fight more than most matches you saw. Like, it was so different than anything on Raw, easily.
Well, her uncle Brett said recently more wrestlers would do well if they just imitated me. And, Natty does a pretty good Bret Hart impression. And it's not really, she's not imitating Bret, but she's just doing what her family does. And her family just wrestles better than everybody else. And they always have. Everybody out of Calgary has always wrestled better than everybody else in professional wrestling. It's just how it's been. And Natty just does what her family does. They're better. Everybody should wrestle like the Harts. I mean, maybe not everybody because you want a little variety, but way more people. And what you're saying is completely right. Just by the selling, by everything, she's telling a story. She's keeping you invested. She doesn't have to do big spots. She doesn't have to take big bumps. It's not a stunt show. It's a professional wrestling match. And I think a lot of wrestlers think they just have to do stunts to get a pop. But, there are better ways around it. So Natty and Becky were incredible on Raw. They're great. I like Becky's promo to start SmackDown tonight. I thought that was a lot of fun. First ever televised event in Dublin, and they open it up with Becky Lynch. I thought that was very cool. And Becky did like the happy promo talking about how it was the first time and we did it. And then she's like, but actually, you don't deserve it. And she starts running down Dublin and all celebrities from Dublin and everything, and how she doesn't get enough credit and how they don't deserve to be on TV like she's on TV. And she tried to get the show canceled. She didn't want them to come to Dublin. It was just great how she flipped it on them. And they were into it. They were booing Becky. They loved her at first. Then they hated her, chanting for Lyra, chanting for CM Punk. Becky says no one wants to see his old ass, which I thought was pretty funny off-the-cuff thing there from Becky. And I thought it was a really fun promo from Becky. And then Tiffy Time came out and was like, why are you being so rude to Dublin? Hi, Dublin. And like the fans were like, yeah, Tiffy. But it was just like, all right. You could see there's levels, you know? Levels, Jerry. And Tiffy's on a lower level, promo-wise, than Becky.
I actually liked when Nia came out and told Tiffany, like, oh, you're in trouble. And then hit her. And it's like, yeah, exactly.
It was pretty good. I like how Nia just walks up. She's talking on the mic. She gets in the ring. She's like, Tiffy, I don't like you. Bam! She just hits her as soon as she gets close to her. It wasn't one of those things where, like, she gets in the ring, stands there, talks, and then attacks. It was like, I'm talking, and I'm getting closer to you, and once I get close to you, I'm going to nail you. And she just nailed her, and Tiffy went flying. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It's really the way it should be. Like, the fact that they do these promos so close to each other without any contact, it's kind of ridiculous sometimes. Like, that's, like, maybe it was unintentional, like, but that's the way it should be all the time. Like, you get too close, bam, go down.
Yeah. And then the great Jade Cargill made the save, John. And, of course, Nick Aldis comes out.
Hold on a minute, player.
We had to have a tag team match, player.
Main event of SmackDown.
Yep. Jade Cargill and Tiffy the Time beat Becky Lynch and Nia Jax.
Jade with the frog splash for the win.
Arriba.
I mean, hey, she's, doing something different. That's cool. I don't know where this is going, though, exactly. I'm guessing a three-way, like Tiffany, Jade, and Nia, I guess.
Jade wrestled Tiffany, lost, and now she's like helping her? Why?
Because she wants a title shot.
So she's helping her and like hoping Tiffany's like, oh, you've been so nice to me, let's fight each other?
Yeah.
Is that
weird.
the story?
I think it's just she wants a title shot. She wants to face Tiffany, but I guess she wants to face her at her best, so she doesn't want her getting hurt before that. That would be my reasoning, or maybe their reasoning behind it.
Yeah, not great. But I thought we had some decent promos. I thought Cena and Logan Paul had a good promo. The promos were all right, but the matches were not so good on SmackDown.
It was just the Logan Paul thing. It's like, wow, Logan, like I find Cena quite irritable, but like Logan came off more irritable actually, and like Cena like just showed it. Like, yeah, Logan is a bigger jerk actually. So
yeah, and
he's just using WWE. I mean, yeah, Cena kind of proved it all. So
Cena buried Logan Paul. Like
I wouldn't say buried.
I mean, he crushed him in that promo. He made him look like a real dick.
Honestly, he could have destroyed him more because, like, Cena's a bit of a hypocrite because he was just teaming with Logan not too long ago. So,
yeah.
Like, maybe they should have brought that in. Like, I feel that was more like, oh, Logan needed to get some shots against him and Cena had some easy targets. I feel there was far more targets. He didn't go deep enough, really. He just, oh, well, it's there. I'll rip on the Prime bottles. I'll rip on the fact that, he's only had 23 matches ever. Like, kind of, snowball stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Cena said, like, when I come to WWE, I'm here to give back, and you're just here to take. He also made reference to Logan Paul's, like, legal issues that he has outside of WWE. Like, Cena took a lot of shots.
He broadly mentioned the legal issue. Didn't really go
Still,
more into details.
he threw it out there. Logan looked a little shook up.
Well, because no one really gets to fire back on Logan that much, right? So
Exactly.
Cena is one of those guys that get to. So
Yeah. Cena let him have it.
But I think Logan, and he mentioned this too, and it was kind of irritating, and it kind of threw off the promo a bit, was that they were always saying F you, Logan. And when they do that, it bleeps everything. So then we can't hear even what Logan is saying sometimes. So he also gets censored as well. So it kind of messed the promo up in terms of the talking, because he was talking while they were chanting too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they will wrestle. Cena will probably win next week, I'm thinking.
He has to.
Yeah. Miz and Carmelo wrestled the Motor City Machine Guns in the opener. I don't ever need to see any of those guys ever again.
Like, I wasn't a fan of the match, but the crowd was beyond into it. It was kind of weird. But it shows how good the crowd was.
They were hyped, yeah. Piper Niven beat Charlotte Flair.
I also feel like she kind of had to, because it's been way too one-sided, and they had to get some sort of weakness. So,
I mean, it was basically 3-on-1.
Right.
They had Alba Fire and Chelsea Green outside the ring helping Piper, cheating. Where was Alexa Bliss to help Charlotte? Aren't they tag team champions?
I guess she didn't make it. Maybe she got lost with R-Truth, possibly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. R-Truth went to Dublin, Georgia instead of Dublin, Ireland, because he's stupid again.
Good money.
Great. He sent Damian Priest to wrestle Aleister Black again, or instead, and they brawled, and there was no finish to that match. Did it ever start the match? I don't even know.
I don't know if it ever really started. No, I think it was just a brawl.
Just fought. Yeah.
You're getting mad now. You're getting upset because of that. You didn't like that, I guess.
No, something just fell. I don't know. I'm like, what happened there? I don't know. It's all right. Street Profits beat JC Potato and the Smallest Tonga with help from Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn, taking out Solo and the Tallest Tonga. So that happened.
It was weird. The crowd was like saying like JC couldn't wrestle, and I'm like, have you watched Tonga Loa? Like, he seemed kind of lost out there a bit in that match. I don't know. Like, one, he seemed like he was super slow. Like, he was walking in slow-mo or running in slow-mo at times. Like, maybe it's just getting used to that WWE style. I feel that may be hurting a lot of these guys. Like, it seems like, especially like a guy like Jeff Cobb, who I think wrestles like super fast.
Yeah.
For him to kind of slow down now, I think it's been kind of rough on him.
Maybe. But for a crowd to chant, you can't wrestle, to Jeff Cobb, a.k.a. JC Mateo, a.k.a. JC Potato. For a crowd to chant that at him is just, it tickled me. It made me laugh because he is a very solid professional wrestler. Like, he's not a bad wrestler.
Yeah.
He worked New Japan. He's worked AEW. He's worked WWE. He's worked all around the world. He's a very talented wrestler in the ring. He knows what he's doing. And he also represented Guam in the 2004 Olympics in wrestling. So if he knows how to do anything, it is wrestle. You know, like, to tell him he can't wrestle it's like, no, he can wrestle. He knows how to do that. I don't know what else he knows how to do, but clearly this guy knows how to wrestle. He went to the Olympics, and he's been a professional making a living in the business at the highest levels in all the top promotions for over a decade. So, yeah, he can wrestle. Jeff Cobb can wrestle. His run in WWE has been just, he's kind of a goon lost in the shuffle, so people are bored of him. But, he can wrestle. Haven't really seen much from him in WWE. I think you're right. The style is just not, it's just not working. But he's not like a bad wrestler. It's just like his opponents have been kind of meh. And Like, what are you going to do with the Street Profits if you're Jeff Cobb? You know? Can't dump these guys in their head. What do you do? He hit the Tour of the Islands. That was pretty sweet. It's a nice maneuver. And he kicked out. Guy kicked out. Jeff Cobb hit his finisher. That's another thing. They're not making him look very good. Jeff Cobb hit Tour of the Islands, his finishing maneuver. Montez just kicked out.
Yeah, but wasn't it the back suplex variation where I think it's the power slam is more the finisher?
Yeah, I guess, but like, I don't know.
I know. I don't disagree with you. I was surprised that he actually kicked out of that too.
He should have. That should have been an interruption. Like, that should have been,
of course,
Dawkins stopping the count instead of Montez just kicking.
That could have been a botch. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Because when I saw him just kick, I was like, what? That didn't make Jeff Cobb look very good. You know? It made that move look like it didn't do anything. Not effective. And if your big moves aren't effective, the audience is going to lose faith. I mean, it's not going to, you know? So.
Well, you got to look at who they're pushing there. Like, I think they're definitely trying to push forward more. I mean, who got the win in the end?
Yeah.
So.
I guess they're pushing them to go up against the Wyatts for the tag belts.
Well, I believe they said next week, and you're going to love this. It's going to be the Street Profits against The Miz and Carmelo. And then the winners will face the Wyatt Six. I knew you'd love that part.
It's so bad. Why is The Miz still wrestling? He's like 44 years old. Like, maybe he's been doing it for a long time. And he's not good. That never has been. Why is he still there? Every time he's on TV, I go, no. I can't watch it. It's a tune out. And the Street Profits are not exciting. I don't know who's buying a ticket to see the Street Profits. Or The Miz.
I don't find the Street Profits that bad. It's just, I feel like they're kind of going around circles a little bit. And it feels like they're doing this kind of thing where they're a bit more edgier. They always wore like darker like gear. And now they're just back to being normal. They got BFAB pretty much always with them now. So it's just, status quo again for the Street Profits. There's been no true... There was growth, and then they just went backwards again. So, and with The Miz, I think it's just more longevity. Just the fact that, wow, he lasted so long, he's done so much, so they just use him to help get over the newer talent.
Yeah. Street Profits started doing something with Bobby Lashley there, and then Lashley left. So
yeah, that hurt them a lot, I think. That really, really pushed them back, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought they were doing something. They were kind of changing the gimmick, and then they're just like, nah, forget about all those suits and everything. We're just going to be same, minus the cups. They still want the smoke. Like, it's the same thing. They haven't changed anything in like 5 years. Except they lost the cups, and their song is less catchy. Right?
You could question if they're not as over as they used to be too, because again, it's getting a little stale. It's kind of what happened to the New Day almost, where it's like, New Day lasted a lot longer. Obviously, there's more to the New Day, but it feels like the Street Profits. It's almost run its course. I feel
Street Profits wish they had the personality of the New Day. I wish they had the personality of the New Day. My God. Those guys are electric. Every time I see Woods and Kofi, I love it. They got Grayson Waller with them now on Raw. I love what they're doing. Everything they do, they make the most of it. You always hear WWE people talk about that. Like, whatever they give you, you just got to take it and do your best and make it something. And I think the best example of that are Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. No matter what bullshit they're given, they turn it into gold. Every time I see them on TV, the limited amount of TV time that they get, they hit it out of the park every time. Unlike the New York Yankees, by the way, who fucking suck after losing tonight. They don't hit it out of the park. They don't hit anything because they suck. Fucking dicks. Anyhow, I still love them. I love them all, but I hate them a bit too.
We
Anyways.
can talk about that a little bit later. But,
yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it at all, really. It just makes me mad. But I just said hit it out of the park, and then I thought about home runs and how the Yankees didn't hit any or get any runs tonight, and it just pissed me off. Anyways, the New Day are great. The Street Profits are mid, and we've got to get to the door that's forbidden. We got to get to the forbidden door. We got to open the door. Bill Watts opened the door, and brother, he came out a shining light. Chris Jericho.
I thought.
What?
Well, Chris Jericho won't be at Forbidden Door. I don't expect Chris Jericho.
He will not be at Forbidden Door because he's been gone for a while. His last run was good. Right? He had the whole learning tree thing. It was pretty fun.
It started good and it started good and kind of fizzled a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it felt like he had something and then they just kind of lost direction.
And he is one of the founding fathers of AEW. And his contract is coming up.
Yeah, I'd agree with the founding father part. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, when AEW was starting, they needed like a big-time WWE star to be on their roster, to be their first world champion. And it was Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho going over to New Japan to work Kenny Omega was a launching pad for what became AEW. If Jericho doesn't go do that match with Kenny, I don't know if any of this happens.
Not the way it happened, easily. Yeah, that match was definitely the catalyst for AEW to exist, easily.
Yep. And now, the word is, he's leaving. And going back to the WWE. Going back, as I'm sure he'll say, home, as they all say. Because they're told to say that.
They all say that.
They're told to say that after Triple H molests them in Gorilla. Well, that's after the match. I want to talk about that, by the way. How Triple H is molesting his talent on WWE Unreal. And how no one's saying anything about it. Like, we'll talk about Jericho in a second, but I gotta get to this.
Okay.
You've seen Unreal, right? You've seen it, or you've just seen clips?
Clips.
Okay.
Clips.
Have you seen any of these clips where Triple H is just holding his talent right up against his body? His talent who just came from a match, so they're in their gear, basically nude. He's in a suit. Men and women, by the way, he does this too. He gets them in Gorilla. He holds them very close in a hug, an embrace, and then whispers things in their ear like, I'm so proud of you. You're such a great talent. Believe in yourself. I told you you could do it. But he's doing this as he's just holding them against him.
Of course.
I saw him do this to Rhea Ripley, and he's just holding her for a long-ass time. And you know what's really funny? When Stephanie came back through the curtain, it was like, good job. Mwah. This quick peck. Like, that was it. His wife barely touches. The talent, at one point he tried to, like, grab CM Punk and kind of give him a little embrace. And Punk was like, you could tell, he was like, I don't want to do the thing where we go, like, body to body and hold each other for a long time. Because it's too romantic, man. I just can't. What is he doing? At some point, somebody that works for that company is going to go, he would just hug you and hold you for a long-ass time. And that, if that's on camera and that's cool, what's he doing off camera? Like, it's crazy what he's doing. And they market it and they frame it as, like, a cool moment where the boss is like connecting with you and telling you how proud he is of you. But really, you could do it like a couple feet away. I know there's people around and it's loud and everything, but you could be like a foot away from me We don't have to be hugging. You don't have to be whispering sweet grunts in my ear, Triple H. What is that? He needs to stop that before he gets hit with a Janelle Grant lawsuit. Like, it's coming. The fact that they put that out on their show and no one thinks to go, yo, that's weird, right? Is crazy to me. Could you imagine your boss coming up to you, hugging you, holding you, going dick to dick with you, and going like, I'm so proud of the job you've been doing. Keep it up. You're going to get a good contract. Like, I think you're going to be a top star. We're going to strap a rocket to your back. And he's like holding you this whole time, and you're sweaty, and he's like, whatever, this coffee breath or whatever, and you're like, what? It's so weird, man. It's not a workplace thing. This is like a power move that Triple H is doing. Because I don't know, like, maybe it's sexual too. I don't know what it is, but it's weird as hell. And he needs to quit it. And I guarantee you there's talent that are like, yo, is he hugging you for a long time? Like, he's cool and all, Triple H. He's pushing me and everything, and he likes me, but, like, I think he really likes me, you know? Like, what's going on with this guy? Like, they gotta be wondering. Because it's not normal. Has any wrestling promoter ever done that to you, John? After a match, hugged you as you're like in your just trunks? You're basically like nearly nude. They just hold you for a good like 2 to 5 minutes telling you how proud they are of you. Has that ever happened to you in your whole wrestling career? Ever. Any promoter after the match held you?
I really can't think of anything that comes to mind. I mean, you get a lot of good handshakes after a match or something like that, you know, like maybe you get the handshake half hug kind of thing, you know.
Sure.
That's usually very common, you know.
But it's a quick like, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
you don't hold it for like more than 20 seconds, I'd say, at the most.
But this is WWE trying to build up Triple H's character backstage. This is what he does. This is how loving he is. This is how caring he is. And I mean, it's, you know, kind of a fact. I think more so a fact now after seeing this on Real. A lot of these wrestlers that wrestle today are very insecure and need a lot of like encouragement. So that's why that happens. And I don't think a lot of people will look at it like, oh, like Triple H, like they is a terrible person. They'll see Triple H as like as a very caring person and goes out of his way to help people and like can see like when they're struggling, you know, he tries to build them up kind of thing. I think that's the way they're trying to sell that.
There's other ways to do it. You don't have to be hugging up on people like that. Like the way he held Rhea Ripley at one point, I'm like, when are you going to let her go, man? If I'm Buddy Murphy watching this show, I go, does he hug you like that a lot? What's the deal with this guy? Why is he hugging you so much? Like, you look a lot like China, and he was really into China. So, like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, he learned from Vince McMahon. I mean, what are we supposed to understand here? I mean, I see this stuff and I go, ooh. It raises some alarm bells. I go, well, this doesn't seem right. But you are right, though. Very insecure. Not just Rhea Ripley, who was made to look very insecure on that show, but even guys that have been in the business for a long time that have accomplished everything, like CM Punk, crying, I'm so happy, Triple H, you finally see me as a main eventer. I'm main eventing WrestleMania. Dude, you've done everything in the business. You should not give a shit about being the last match on night 1 of WrestleMania. The fact that he's crying about this, the fact that it was that big of a deal, is fucking embarrassing. He should be embarrassed. There's only 2 things real about the business. The money and the miles, motherfucker. Stop marking out for yourself. It's fucking embarrassing. Crying to Triple H. I'm so happy you see me as a main eventer. You've always been a main eventer. I know. I just needed you to know that, Triple H. Why? Why are you so insecure, man? Did nobody love you as a child? Well, I mean, he doesn't talk to his parents, right? He's been kind of upfront about that, so maybe nobody did love him as a child, and that's why he's got these issues. And I hope that he can work through them, and he's doing all right. Nevertheless, you know, he portrays himself like a big tough guy on TV, and he's like, oh, I don't care about this, and I'm a rebel, and it's like, and then you're fucking bawling your eyes out because Triple H sees you as a main eventer for night one. Fucking what, dude? Sad, man. It's just you see these guys and you're like, wow, Punk, you really lost a lot of face there. You lost face. That show made Punk above. Well, Triple H made him look weird, creepy. And it made Punk look really sad. Like, what an insecure baby. Didn't make Punk look good.
Well, again, I'm not a fan of this kind of show that they're trying to pull off. I'd rather that they didn't do stuff like this, but this is what they want to do. And again, it just throws it off the way I would like to see the rest. I don't need to see stuff like that, and I'm not a fan of seeing stuff like that. But I guess some people love the whole behind-the-scenes stuff, how it works and everything. And, oh, this is so neat. We usually don't get to see stuff like this. Let's see more. Give us more. If that's your cup of tea, by all means, go crazy with it. But if anything, it just shows me like, yeah, this isn't the best environment to be in. Just a bunch of prima donnas that have egos that are way out of control and not really fun to be around.
Yeah, made it look awful. And Chris Jericho can't wait to go back, I'm sure, so he can have a warm embrace with Triple H, so they can hug for 5 minutes straight, really close. And Triple H can whisper in his ear, in Gorilla, in front of Michael Hayes, while Michael Hayes just sits there in a chair watching. I'm sure that's not the only time Michael Hayes sits around in a chair just watching while two people embrace. Anyways, or is that Jim Cornette? I'm sure it's not just Cornette. It's got to be a lot of the boys. Michael Hayes, Vince talked about doing it. A lot of cucking. A lot of cucking in the business. Interesting. I don't know what that's about. That's a whole other thing. Anyways, John, Jericho seems to want to go back. That's the rumor. Possibly at the Rumble. I mean, I think it's fine. He can come back, have a little final run, go to the Hall of Fame. Whatever. He did his time in AEW. He contributed. I don't know how much there is left for him to do there. Have a final run. Make some money off the WWE. Why not? Hopefully they send him out the right way. Legend of the business.
Well, I think that's it about Jericho. People can say, he's kind of washed up now. He's not what he used to be. I think there's still some value to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at his career, it's one of the greatest wrestling careers ever. And that says a lot, but that shows you how good he is. And I think still is. Like, maybe, again, he reached such a high level, it's hard to still be at that level, but I think he still has something left to give. I would have loved to seen him one last, babyface run in AEW. That would have been nice. Or at least finish off what he was doing. He just kind of left, smashing things, and there was no real end to that. So I wish he would have maybe had a bit more of a closure to it. Being the first ever AEW champion, I feel like he needed a better send-off than just, he walked away and that was it. But if that's the way it ends, so be it. I think the Hall of Fame for him will be fantastic. Maybe one last WrestleMania match. I think he'd love that too. So
yeah,
he deserves it. I mean, he's one of the greatest of all time. Easily one of the best Canadian wrestlers of all time, no doubt. And again, I'd love to see him wrestle again. I look forward to it, actually.
Him and Kevin Owens doing something again would be pretty fun. Hopefully Kevin can heal up and him and Jericho can do something together. That'd be a lot of fun. They were great.
Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic. I mean, I enjoyed him and AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at times it wasn't the best, but I think it got better as it went on, and I feel like they could have a very good match. I also feel like it'd be interesting to see Jericho and Cody, how that would work actually now, looking at it how it was before and now how it is. It'd be interesting, I think.
Or I think we could have some fun with Jericho and Punk, given their heat and AEW and all that stuff. Like, they had all that beef in AEW and it never played out on screen. WWE can make it happen in the ring. Spicy.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
Do it. They had Punk work Sammy, and has he been in a match with Kevin?
No. They did promos, that's it.
They did a match with Sammy, right?
Yeah, he wrestled Sammy on Raw. I think it was a main event too.
I think Jericho and Punk could do a match. Like, they were friends. They worked Mania together, and it was like very friendly.
They could do a match. I wouldn't really look forward to seeing something like that. I'd rather Jericho wrestle someone else, and Punk too. I think there's better uses for both guys than that match, I think.
Oof. I think there's a lot of stuff that Jericho and Dominic Mysterio could do together. I think they would be gold. With each, together or against each other, I think there's a lot you could do there. Because Jericho knows Ray very well and Eddie. Like, he's in that group, you know? Him and Dirty Dom together, possibly. Can Dirty Dom bring Jericho into the Judgment Day? That would be fun. New Judgment Day in 2026. Dirty Dom, El Grande Americano, Chris Jericho, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. They've kicked JD and Finn and Liv Morgan out in 2026.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised about Liv.
Dom's the new leader of the Judgment Day.
It might happen. I could see that, but wait and see.
It's a fun group. Dom, Jericho, El Grande Americano with Raquel and Roxanne. Or maybe without Raquel and Roxanne. Maybe somebody else.
I agree with you, though. I think we're leading towards Dom versus Finn. I think that's the idea for WrestleMania.
Yeah, with Dom taking control. I think the only question is, who's the babyface in that match? Because I think WWE may think, well, Finn probably, but Dom, the fans may go with Dom.
I think they're smart enough to know that.
You're giving him a little too much credit. But Jericho and Dirty Dom would be pretty fun. Like, I think Jericho, again, like you said, he's one of the greatest of all time. I'm not mad at him leaving AEW. I think it's telling for AEW. It just shows you, like, hey, man, Cody left, Jericho's gone, Punk is not there anymore. Like, some of their big main stars have left over the past few years. That's interesting. But I think, like, Jericho's kind of done everything he could do in AEW, and another WWE run makes sense at this point, and there's a lot for him to do. There's a lot of guys that are there now, that are prominent stars now, that didn't exist when Jericho left WWE. So it's a whole new set of characters for him to interact with. That's always good. Jericho and Heyman have a history. Like, Jericho's got history in the business with a lot of people, you know?
A hell of a lot of people. And
yeah.
I feel Jericho, he's one of the rare guys where it's week in, week out. It's like you want to see what he's going to do this week. Or some guys, it's like, oh, let's just get through it. It's like, what's Jericho going to give us this week? Because I know last week he did this. What's he going to do now? Because it's someone you look forward to, and it's hard to do that now, week-to-week basis. Some guys, they dry up and get stale very quickly within a couple of weeks. Jericho, like, he has good runs. And, like, people would say, like, oh, it gets stale too. I'm not going to say the whole learning tree eventually dried up, but it still had something at first.
Yeah, but, Jericho could... I mean, he's got Big Bill and that other guy. They're not lighting the world on fire, John. I mean, Jericho can only do so much with what he's given. And,
You're not wrong.
I think with a higher talent level, he could do more stuff. Working with some people in the WWE are a little more polished, a little bit better overall. He could do more because he's working with better people. You go to AEW, sometimes it's pretty low rent. Trying to elevate Big Bill. It's not working, by the way. It didn't work. Where's he been since Jericho left? Nowhere. And no one's wondering. No one cares. No one's asking for him. If Dirty Dom left tomorrow, people will be like, where's Dirty Dom? I love that guy.
You're not wrong about that. You're very true. And I think it just goes to show you sometimes you just need a new scenery in a sense. And maybe that's the time for Jericho. He just needs to freshen up, and a new location is the recipe.
WWE is just good at making stars. AEW is good at making matches.
I really feel, I don't know how you feel about this, but like, oh yeah, I think you agree. Like they've definitely elevated Hangman in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like he wasn't that big of a star, but now it's like, okay, yeah, they've definitely put him back where he should be, I think, in terms of main eventer.
Hangman is looking so strong and so good as the AEW champion that, like, when they're doing the promos, MJF seems to be falling behind, which says a lot. Like, I have not really experienced this with MJF, where I'm seeing MJF in a promo against another guy, and the other guy is, like, really killing MJF. Like, making MJF, he's holding his own, whatever, but Hangman has been crushing these promos, and the fire and the emotion and the lines and all the ammunition. Like, he's just really good, really convincing. Just a top level professional wrestler. So good that it makes you wonder, when's he going to take big money from the WWE? Because when his contract is up in AEW, WWE should offer this man everything, all the money. He's so good. Could you imagine if he was in WWE, what kind of star he could be in pro wrestling, what kind of money he could make? He would main event WrestleMania. He is that good. Like, if he were in a WWE, he would be undeniable. He is an incredible talent. Hangman's so good, he's making MJF look bad. And MJF is incredible. Another great talent. But, man, Hangman, the build-up to this pay-per-view, since he won the title, the past year of Hangman, ever since he burnt Swerve's house down, he's been on fire. Almost literally. Like, he's just been, the matches have been so intense and violent, and the promos have just been so emotional and convincing and realistic. Feel like everything he's doing, magnificent. He's not missed in over a year. Everything he does has been like perfect. And that's why this weekend I'd be really surprised to see MJF win. MJF is a great talent. He's a former world champion. He'll be a future champion in AEW. But this is Hangman's first big pay-per-view title defense. And I can't imagine a world where he would lose. And if he does lose, I think it would be a huge mistake for AEW. Because Hangman is so good, this run needs to last a little while. It cannot end here. This is a singles match for the world title. If Hangman is counted out or disqualified, he'll lose the title. How did they add that stipulation? What does Hangman get out of it?
MJF kind of came back this past week on Dynamite because he threatened to set Mark Briscoe on fire.
Yeah.
If Hangman didn't agree to those stipulations.
Right. I like that he was threatening to light Mark Briscoe on fire. I thought that was pretty diabolical of MJF.
What I like is that I saw some people were like, "Oh, that's ridiculous. Why would they ever do that?" It's happened before in AEW.
Yeah.
So it's not
They light
too
people
ridiculous.
on fire in AEW, okay? It's violent. They take things to the extreme. It happens.
So,
yeah. But, I mean, I'm hyped for the match. I think it's going to be very good. But I'm a little disappointed because I feel like Hangman MJF is too big to be put on this show where it's Hangman's first title defense and you really don't think he's going to lose. Like, I would have waited a couple pay-per-views to do this match so that when you do the match, you can believe that MJF might win. Because here, I don't believe he'll win at all. Because why would they end the run so quickly after this long build to beat Moxley? He beats Moxley, and then he just loses to MJF. It seems crazy. I don't think they will. I don't think they should. So, like, MJF is such a great talent and such a big star, and the MJF Hangman rivalry is, there's a lot there that I thought, maybe wait. Give Hangman some other opponent now. Anybody. Kyle Fletcher. Okada. Something. Where he can win a match. It's a good program, but it's not like MJF or Swerve. It's almost as if they gave him Swerve now. It'd be like, well, it seems too early. You want to believe Swerve has a shot. It's too early in the run. That's how I feel about this match. I think it'll be good. I think in ring it'll be good, but I just don't believe MJF will win, and that kills my interest in it a little bit.
Well, there's a bit more intrigue now because of the stipulations that were added. Because also MJF doesn't have to use his contract now, so he can have this match. Whatever happens, the match happens, and he can still have that guaranteed title shot whenever he wants.
Exactly.
So we're going to get this
all
again.
the more reason, like that makes it worse, because if you have like a guaranteed title shot that everybody's like making a big deal out of, right? It's like, oh, this match doesn't count. I still have a guaranteed title shot. It's like, okay, so you're going to lose this match because what the hell does this guaranteed title shot mean if you're champion? Nothing. So this like extra chip that he has, this extra contract, he's going to keep. He's definitely losing. It makes it more obvious.
I would think, strategy-wise, it's like you kind of lose on purpose. Like you get yourself disqualified on purpose. You put him in a vulnerable position, then boom, use the cash in.
Yeah. I think he just loses and then uses that cash in down the road. Later date.
Well, I think what's going to happen is,
after a match with like Swerve or something,
If they get that far, I think Swerve might be taking time off after Forbidden Door. So,
really,
we'll see who's left. Yeah, like apparently Swerve's like battling through an injury. Like we're getting this match. They've mentioned this too on Dynamite that he's battling through an injury. So we're getting the match, but I don't see Swerve winning, and I think he might be gone for a little bit too.
Well, that sucks for AEW. Hangman, MJF. Let's get predictions. Let's do this thing. Hangman versus MJF. It should be the main event for the AEW World Title. Like I said, if Hangman's counted out or disqualified, he loses the belt. I think Hangman wins. You've heard me say it. I think he wins. Buckshot Lariat, 1, 2, 3. Everybody goes home happy.
It makes sense. I could see, maybe Mark Briscoe gets involved in some capacity. I don't think Mark Briscoe is involved at all in this pay-per-view, so it makes sense that he'll get involved, I think.
Mm-hmm. Other matches on this card include the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi teaming with Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay to take on Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, the Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd in a lights-out steel cage match. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin defending their tag team titles in a three-way tag against Brody King and Bandito and the FTR. Kazuchika Okada defending the AEW Unified title against Swerve Strickland. Timeless Toni Storm defending the AEW Women's World title against Athena. Athena cashing in her Casino Gauntlet Championship contract. Mercedes Moné defending the AEW TBS title in a four-way against Alex Windsor, Persephone, and Bozilla. Bozilla? Is that Bo Jackson's daughter? Kyle Fletcher defending the AEW TNT Championship against Hiromu Takahashi, the Ticking Time Bomb. Zack Sabre Jr., ZSJ, defending the IWGP World title against Nigel McGuinness. Hangman Page against MJF. And then Adam Copeland and Edge. Edge and Christian taking on formerly the Patriarchy, but Sans Christian, now the Matriarchy with Mother Wayne. It will be Kip Sabian and Killswitch or Luchasaurus. I don't know. He's back in the green. Is he Luchasaurus again?
Yeah, I think he took off that whole like kill switch gear, and I guess yeah, he's just Luchasaurus now.
So the Luchasaurus is back, and he's teaming with Kip the Sabian. What about that match? Edge and Christian against Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian? I mean, come on. Edge and Christian must win. It's kind of fun, though, seeing them back together again.
I enjoyed that whole segment on Dynamite where Edge and Christian talked, and Christian, like, I like the fact that Christian is still like a jerk. And they'll live with that fact regardless. And Christian said, like, this isn't because he wanted to do it, it's because he kind of had to do it. And, like, he's got enemies. You know, Edge has enemies, so we'll take down the enemies, and then we'll see what happens after that. So, if anything, maybe they're not going for the tag titles. It's just right now they're going after Christian's enemies, and then in Toronto, they'll go after FTR. Like, I could see FTR actually not win the tag titles at Forbidden Door.
Shouldn't they, though, so you can set up Edge and Christian versus FTR for the tag titles in Toronto at All Out? Like, that seems to be the match to make. You should have Edge and Christian challenge for the tag belts in Toronto on pay-per-view, and they should face the guys that it's all about, FTR. Like, the whole thing with Edge and needing Christian and all this, it's about because FTR attacked them. So, like, to me, they have to win the tag belts because it's Edge and Christian's hometown. Maybe the last time they ever team up in Toronto together. They should win the tag team titles in Toronto. That's how I would book it. I would have them wrestle FTR, get revenge, win the tag belts, so you blow the roof off the place. People in Toronto would go nuts. Because I don't know if you know this about Toronto, John. They don't win a lot of championships there. So they would like
shots. Taking a lot of shots tonight.
The Raptors won. That was pretty good for them.
It's been a while.
I didn't give a shit, but it was nice for them. I don't really.
I hung out with AJ for that one. We had a good time.
I can't root for any Toronto team. Even though Toronto Raptors are the only basketball team in Canada, like, I just can't be a fan of their teams. None of their teams. Baseball teams, hockey teams. I mean, I'm not a fan of any. You know, but I just don't, like, I can't. I know when the Raptors were doing well, people were getting excited. I was just like, yeah, it's Toronto. I can't get that excited for anything Toronto. No disrespect. I like the city a lot. I just don't love their sports teams. City's fun. The people are great. A lot of cool things. I just find their sports teams kind of not for me.
I get you, but I got to put over the Blue Jays because I think they're going to win the division. Like, as much as I like the Red Sox, like, I think they can't beat the Blue Jays, I don't think, in terms of the division.
We'll see what happens in October.
We'll see what happens in September.
I'm not, like, terribly concerned about what the Blue Jays are going to do. Like, they'll probably do better than the Yankees, but, I mean, I think the Yankees should just quit now. rest all their old injured players and just hope for the best next year. After the past 2 games, I'm like basically giving up. But if they win the next 2 games and split the series with the Red Sox, then like maybe I'll have some hope again. But god damn, last night and tonight have been pretty bad. Anyways, back to AEW. I don't want to dwell on the baseball. I'm annoyed. Edge and Christian should win though, right? This match against the Kip and the Switch.
Well, it's fun too because out of nowhere, because Nick Wayne broke his foot the previous week, or that's what they're saying anyways. Maybe he did another match, who knows, but whatever. They're saying he broke his foot. So now Luchasaurus is his comeback match. I mean, usually I like guys in their comeback matches. However, this is Edge and Christian's comeback match too. So Kip Sabian's taking the loss in this one. Edge and Christian get the win.
Zack Sabre Jr. defending the IWGP World Heavyweight title against Nigel McGuinness. Kind of a fun match. Should be good. I'm a big fan of Zack Sabre Jr. I think he wins, obviously. I don't see Nigel McGuinness, commentary guy for Collision, becoming the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. That would be the shocker of all shockers on this card. I think that would be the biggest upset on this card. I think Zack Sabre Jr. definitely wins in what should be a fun technical match, because that's what Zack Sabre Jr. does, and Nigel McGuinness is good at that too. Should be good.
I agree. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I think it's just for the hometown crowd that they get to see one of theirs get to wrestle again who hasn't wrestled in a while, and get to have that moment. But not win a championship, though. That's not going to happen.
They're both British. 2 Brits wrestling in England for a Japanese title. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Have 2 British wrestlers ever wrestled each other for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on British soil? I mean, that's right, because the IWGP Heavyweight Championship is not defended outside of Japan often, and it's not defended in England often, and it's not held by an Englishman ever outside of ZSJ.
That's a good quote. Did Ospreay pull it off, or?
Yes. Ospreay was champion at one point. Oh, this is the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. They kind of killed the lineage because they made a new belt in 2021 with Kota Ibushi. Okay. They unified the Intercontinental and the IWGP Heavyweight to make this belt. So the lineage on this goes Ibushi, Ospreay, Vacant, Shingo, Okada, Jay White, Okada, Sanada, Naito, Moxley, Naito, ZSJ, Goto, ZSJ. So ZSJ is actually the second Brit to win the IWGP current heavyweight belt. But before that, I mean, the belt goes way back to what, Hogan? Or Inoki, I guess? Did Hogan ever officially hold it? I guess maybe not this one. He won like a tournament, but it wasn't like the belt.
Angle did, didn't he? Kurt Angle won, if I'm not mistaken.
Scott Norton won it.
Okay.
I mean, I could go back to Inoki in 87, Fujinami, Vader, Salman Hashimikov, Ricky Choshu, Great Muta, Shinya Hashimoto, Keiji Muto, Nobuhiko Takada, Kensuke Sasaki, Masahiro Chono, Scott Norton, Tenryu. I'm not seeing any British guys. A couple Americans there. Norton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Bob Sapp. I'm not seeing... Oh, Brock Lesnar, 2005. I don't see Kurt Angle on this list. I see Brock Lesnar, though. Brock Lesnar, it was vacant after Brock.
Oh, wow.
And then won by Hiroshi Tanahashi, beating Giant Bernard in a tournament to win the vacant belt after Brock vacated it. Giant Bernard, of course, Lord Tensai, a.k.a. Albert, a.k.a. Prince Albert.
It's quite the lineage.
Yeah, it's a very cool championship belt. And I count all that lineage. Like the Inoki lineage it continues into this one. So Zack Sabre Jr., Ospreay was actually the first British wrestler to ever win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So I would guess that this is the first time that two Brits have ever wrestled each other for this belt on British soil. I'm sure two Brits have wrestled each other for the belt, but probably in Japan. But in England, I don't think it's ever happened. So pretty cool. Pretty cool little bit of history that we'll see there, featuring Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr. Kyle Fletcher defending the AEW TNT Championship against Hiromu Takahashi, the ticking time bomb. I think Fletcher wins this match. Should be fun. Did you watch that match I sent you last week with Dragon Lee and Hiromu?
I saw that you sent it, but I haven't watched it yet, no.
I watched it again. It's like 12 minutes, man. You should watch it. It's like, just to see like the final sequence, it's crazy. The whole match is really just like, I watched it again and it was shocking. I was like, God damn. He breaks his neck at the end. And like still bumps. Breaks his neck, skids on his head. His head is like tucked. He gets tossed and he skids on his head. And then it's like his neck is broken. And he still takes a couple crazy bumps afterwards. And the match ends. The finish is like, ooh, yeah, he's fucked up. I think he won. It was devastating. You got to see it. Hiromu's the man. He'll lose to Fletcher because it's an AEW belt. I don't think Hiromu's taking it. Unless Hiromu's coming to AEW, which would be awesome. But real bad for New Japan. They need everybody they can get.
Yeah, I feel this is more just let's have matches that people think would be cool to see. If they're thinking about, AEW versus New Japan, what cool matches could go off, and this is one of them. But yeah, I'm not expecting anything dramatic in terms of like we're going to have new champions from different like organizations coming over. I don't see that happening.
No. I don't see a lot of title changes here.
There might not be any.
Well,
maybe the women.
Well, I think the tag belts, like FTR, Brodito, which is Brody, King, and Bandito, and then Bobby Lashley and Shelton in a three-way for the tag belts. I think FTR win the tag belts from Bobby and Shelton.
I mean, it's not impossible. It could happen. I just feel there's still so much more you could do with the Hurt Syndicate. I wouldn't have them draw the belt, and especially like the way it's set up, it looks like they're not going to actually lose the belts. I think that's actually kind of cheap. Like, they should just straight up lose to a team. They build it up correctly. Do it. Build that team up. They could finally pull it off. Not this whole, the other team got pinned, so they lose the belts. That sucks. Like, you built this team up so well. Have them, lose in the end. That builds up your next team.
Or, counterpoint.
Okay.
Brody King or Bandito take the fall from the FTR.
Uh-huh.
Then FTR go on to face Edge and Christian because, that makes sense in Toronto. They lose to Edge and Christian, and then here come the Hurt Syndicate to beat up Edge and Christian and be like, yo, we want our belts back. We never lost them. Give them back. And then Edge and Christian go up against Shelton and Bobby, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I just would do it the other way around. I'd have Edge and Christian because they beat FTR, then they faced the Hurt Syndicate.
I think it's a bigger moment in Toronto, though, if Edge and Christian beat FTR and win the tag belts. Give them the tag belt win in Toronto.
It's nice. I don't think it's necessary, though. Just give them the big win, Toronto. I think people are happy enough with that. Give them a great match with FTR. They'll be happy. It doesn't need to be a title match.
More. They should get more. So I'm going with FTR to win the tag belts. You're going with Bobby and Shelton to retain?
I am.
Okay. How about that Timeless Tony Storm match taking on Athena? Tony Storm defending the AEW Women's World title. You think Athena might win? I got Tony Storm retaining.
Well, I think Tony at this point might be the best thing going right now in AEW.
Yes.
Like, I think in terms of like reactions, in terms of the matches, I think she's the most compelling. So, like, I'm not big on her losing the championship because she's the number one star, I think, in all of AEW.
Yes.
But I think she doesn't need the championship. And this would help Athena become a bigger star than she already is right now. And she can finally move on from Ring of Honor. I think it's a good idea to actually give it to Athena.
I think AEW needs Tony Storm to be their world champion because there are so many belts in AEW. They all get kind of lost in the mix, and I think Tony Storm holding that belt makes that belt important. She makes the championship. She makes the division. She's the centerpiece of the company. She should be champion forever. Well, I mean, until somebody comes along that's like a threat, like really like, oh, okay. She beat Mercedes. Why would she lose to Athena? Athena? Have you seen Athena's promos?
I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but
they're terrible. Have you seen Tony Storm's promos? They're some of the best in the entire business. Athena is not passable character-wise. Tony Storm is like the best gimmick going. So, forgive me if I want the world champion and the person that's going to be featured on TV to be entertaining and not cringy every time she talks. Athena seems nice. She's a good little hand, but goddamn, pal, she's not a superstar. Tony Storm is a superstar. Keep her champion until another superstar comes around where you go, oh, she's pretty good too. I'd be happy with her as champion. You don't go to Athena and you go, well, give it to her. Why not? I mean, Tony can't be champ forever. No, she can be. Until somebody comes around where you go, she'd also be a good representation for AEW. Maybe give it to her. But Athena, because she becomes champion, they're going to give her some talking time. And I don't want to see that. Like, there's only so much time in the day. I don't want to waste a second of it watching Athena cut a promo. So let's not waste time, AEW, and like give everybody a shot. It's not how this works. I know that's how your pay-per-views work. Let's get everybody on the show. But, you know, don't give belts away like participation trophies because it turns the audience off. So, no, Tony Storm better not lose. She better win because Athena is not great.
Well, I'm just looking at the landscape, and it's like, if Athena can't beat Tony Storm, who can?
Nobody.
I just feel
that's the point. Bailey when she leaves or something, you know? I don't know. Not Athena. Maybe Mercedes Moné, her second crack at it. Comes back around, wins the next time, and you have a little rivalry. They're 1-1 all of a sudden. Now you got something with your two biggest stars in the company. Instead of just being one and done on a big show, maybe you actually build a rivalry that could last several years. You know, with two of your biggest stars. That's something that you try to do in pro wrestling. You don't just separate them after one match, never to be seen again. That's dumb. They should keep them around each other. They did in a tag match.
Yes, they were in the main event this week.
I know, but like, yeah, but they're not like building towards anything as far as I can tell. It seems like they're maybe moving on. They happen to be in the main event because they needed some baby faces to wrestle some heels. You know, like, I would build that Sasha Banks, Tony Storm thing. I like that Tony Storm told Sasha Banks to get in her belly. She smelled delicious, get in my belly. It's a fat bastard reference from Austin Powers. Very old. Very, very cool. Very cool. In Glasgow, Scotland, doing the Scottish thing. Fat bastard was Scottish. As we all know. She said, get in my belly. I haven't heard that in years. I was like, what is Tony Storm watching? What are the movies she's like? She's watching Austin Powers 2 after the match. Like, that fat bastard kills me every time. All the pooping. Highbrow.
It was a big thing in the early 2000s. I remember
Very
that.
big. My God. Those Austin Powers movies were huge. You watch them now and you're like, what was going on? It was, I guess, I don't know. They don't seem as funny now as they did when I saw them at the time. When I saw them at the time, I remember thinking, this is very funny. I enjoy this. This is hilarious. Now I see it and I go, yeah. Some parts are good.
Well, you matured a bit, but I always found the first one was just kind of always eh. The second one is really what got people's attention, I think. And the third one was just all right.
Yeah. Anyways, Tony Storm is cool. She should win. You think Athena's going to win, John? Please. Please no.
Again, like, who else is it going to be?
Nobody,
Yeah.
like I said. Bozilla.
No, that's another match. But I think Mercedes will retain in that match.
Yeah, me too. She's wrestling Bozilla, whoever that is. She's German. Persephone.
Stardom, right?
Persephone is from Texas. What?
Well, Ozilla, I believe she wrestles in Stardom, right? Because there's a representative from Stardom,
Okay.
representative from CMLL, and an AEW one, which is Windsor.
Alex Windsor is the AEW representative?
Because she won a four-way to qualify for this four-way.
I'm not sure who she is. I think Mercedes Moné beats Alex Windsor, Persephone, and Bozilla in that fatal four-way. Mercedes will retain. I really couldn't care less about that match. Don't care.
I honestly think like Alex Windsor, like she's a very good wrestler. The more I see her, like I think she might be the best new wrestler in AEW this year. Says a lot actually, because there's been a lot of new wrestlers in AEW.
All right, well, I have to pay attention next time she's on TV. I'll see what all the hype is about. Two guys who I know are very good, Kazuchika Okada and Swerve Strickland. But from what you're telling me, Swerve is hurt and going to be taking time off after this show, which really sucks for AEW, because Will Ospreay says he's also taking time off after this show to get neck surgery, which is bad. Two of your top guys are hurt and going away for a while? Yikes.
Well, when you wrestle these style of matches that they wrestle, are you really that surprised? Like, I'm more surprised that this hasn't happened sooner.
Ospreay's had neck injuries for years. He's had neck problems for a long time.
And every match is like the biggest main event ever, so.
Yeah. And he was taking a lot of head drops in Japan. A lot. So, there's a lot of wear and tear on Will Ospreay. He's a banged up guy. 32 years old. Like, I don't know. Neck surgery at this point is not good. So he's gone for a bit. Swerve's going to be gone for a bit. So I guess Okada will win this match and retain his unified AEW title, which, again, sounds like the world title, but isn't. It's just like a secondary belt. Kind of.
As long as we get less titles, I'm all in favor of it.
Mm-hmm. You got Okada winning?
Oh, yeah, I got Okada winning. Again, too, there's no interference in this one because they're doing this under Continental title rules, which was they should have done since the beginning, but yes.
All right. And finally, John, it is the Lights Out Steel Cage match. Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay. Let's just stop for a second before we talk about their opponents. What a fucking team.
Right?
What an awesome team of cool dude wrestlers. Like Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Darby Allin, the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will fucking Ospreay? God damn. I put that team, 5-man team, against any team in the history of Survivor Series, War Games, what have you. This team is a fucking good team. Wow. Like, just, their opponents are cool too, but, like, not as cool as they are. Their opponents are Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks. I like the Young Bucks. I think they're going to lose, though. I think the cool guys, the baby faces, win. I just want to say their names again. Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Darby Allin, Tanahashi, and Ospreay. Has there ever been a better 5-man team in the history of the business? Like, crazy good.
Well, to be fair, like I watched Dynamite this week. Tanahashi, like he's seen better days. He's definitely near the end of his run here.
Yeah.
As he should be.
That's clear. He's 48. He's been through a lot. His knees are shot. Yeah, he's like a Legends Tour guy. He's, he doesn't have the same spring to do the high fly flow.
I give him a lot of credit. Apparently he's had almost 100 matches so far this year. He'll definitely have more than 100 matches by the end of this year, but it was a struggle watching that 6-man that he was in this week on Dynamite. It was a fast-paced match, and he was definitely 4 or 5 steps behind.
Yep. His body's banged up. But he's one of the greatest of all time.
I remember seeing those matches. Like at one point, he was one of the. I remember him and Okada, if not mistaken. Like like some great matches. But his time has come.
Tanahashi really led New Japan out of some dark days as a world champion. He was the ace of New Japan for a reason. Legend. So. I think this match will be great. Kenny's in there, Kota's in there, Darby is in there, Ospreay's in there, but his neck's banged up, so who knows? But I think that's going to be awesome. And I've got the baby faces winning. And that is AEW's Forbidden Door, London, England, this Sunday afternoon.
So far. We still have Collision on Saturday, so I expect more matches to be announced this Saturday.
They've recorded Collision already, right?
Yeah, but they usually add on stuff usually, right? So
right, like videos. Yeah. Well, 9 matches seems like enough, but AEW, they like to do 7-hour shows. So how long do you think this one will be? It's like a 3 o'clock start, I think. So ends at what? 9 o'clock? 6 hours? 10 o'clock?
Start? Give me the pre-show start.
Don't know.
Is it 1?
Don't know.
I mean, to be honest, it really should end no later than 7 p.m.
Well, you would hope, but that's a 4-hour show. AEW does at least 5 minimum.
No, but I think really 4 hours, it really shouldn't be too much more than that.
I agree, but their last one shouldn't have been either. However.
Yeah, but that was their biggest show of the year kind of thing, and they threw everything on that.
No excuses. It's so crazy long.
It was crazy long, and I think maybe they've realized, too, that it doesn't need to be that long. I hope they have anyways, and Forbidden Door is more about these special matches, so hopefully they'll just focus on that. And They don't need to go on forever.
Angelo Contagonis in the chat. He says, Hangman wins and Timeless Tony Storm retains. I'm with you, Angelo, on both fronts. Jason Pete checking in. What's up, Jason? What's up, Leor? Members of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. Seen a comment from somebody, Max Clay. He says the entire creative team of WWE should be replaced by Vince Russo, despite his reputation. Stevie Richards and Maven. I would not put them in charge of my creative. Maven seems to have a lot of opinions about the wrestling business for a guy who did nothing. Like
it's neat though to hear, because he was there, right? And he had some matches that were kind of interesting.
But he talks like he's John Cena, and we all know he's Maven.
Right. No, I get you, but again, like he was in an interesting time there in the early 2000s, being the first Tough Enough winner too. So it's a different kind of way he was brought up in the business. Like it was a lot more grimy back then, I think, compared to the way it is now.
I don't know. I just have a weird opinion of Maven because one time I was at a TNA show in Florida at the Impact Zone.
Okay, yeah.
And Maven was there, but like he wasn't on the show. He was just like hanging around in like the halls. Like it's kind of like half outdoor, half indoor area. And Maven's like smoking cigarettes with another dude looking real greasy, looking like he was on something. And now to see him like, hey guys, in his like little suit, I'm like, dude, 10 years ago, you looked like you didn't look right. And there was a vibe of Maven just kind of standing around looking. There was like a creepy, weird vibe from Maven. Like nobody wanted to even approach him. People recognized him, but they're like, ugh, leave that guy alone. So I think after that, I kind of thought, oof, Maven, what's going on with this guy? And now he like reappears as like a wrestling YouTuber, and I'm like, what? You're still like, what? It's just weird, you know? And then people that don't really, maybe aren't old enough to know, don't remember Maven in wrestling. They see him. They know he says he was a former wrestler. He says all these things. He knows this guy and that guy. And then maybe they take his opinion for like fact or whatever. And I've seen some of his videos that have been entertaining, but I don't know. There's something about him where I go, what's the deal? I don't know. I wouldn't put him in charge of WWE creative, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think that's his game plan too, to do that too. I imagine he's not thinking about being one of the agents or anything like that. So
no,
but I think he's done some good things though. Like,
but he talks like they might make him an agent, and if I were the WWE, he's like one of the last guys I would ask to be an agent for matches. Like, come on, man, what's he gonna do?
Well, again, different time, but there's a fan base for that, and he's definitely gotten that. So good for him on that, and I think he's done some good, like helping out with Buff Bagwell. Like, again, like everyone has opinions. Might not agree with his opinions. I haven't really seen a lot of them, but he's done some good. So it's good that you kind of give back to the business too.
Mm-hmm. Check out our website, ringsidereport.net. So much information, so much stuff, all our videos. Ringsidereport.net. Go to our wrestling section. Check out last week's show. Check out just a recap of what we talked about, all the big news, all the headlines in the world of professional wrestling over at our website, ringsidereport.net. Go to the wrestling section, click wrestling, and you get all the wrestling. You want MMA? Go to MMA. We got it all over on the Ringside Report Network. Go to our website, ringsidereport.net. Johnny North, before we go, when can people see you in the ring?
We talked about this. I'll be my first ever ladder match in Sudbury for Project X Wrestling, October 3rd. So looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. October 3rd in Sudbury.
There you go. Go check it out. All the info is on Johnny's social medias, at North Genesis on the Twitter, at Genesis Johnny North on Instagram. Follow him. Look at his stories. Look at all his cool photos on Instagram. He's Johnny North. He's a cool guy. And I'll be back. Thursday.
Not this weekend.
No, we're not doing a post show for AEW's Forbidden Door. I told you after that last one, I'm not putting myself through that again. I'm not sitting through like a 7-hour pay-per-view to do another hour or two. No. I'm going to take it easy. I might watch Forbidden Door Sunday. I might not. We'll see what I do. So that's, I'll be back though Thursday night, 8 p.m. to talk about MMA and all these things. You know, MMA, pro wrestling, whatever. Thursday, 8 p.m. for more Ringside Report MMA. Thanks everybody tuning in. Thanks to all the members. Appreciate you over at join.ringsidereport.net or membership.ringsidereport.net. Jason Pete, Angelo Contagonis, Lior, and everybody supporting the channel, supporting here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have